Hey guys, ABP Man here, and today we're going to do a comparison review. We're going to take a look at the Bose 700, and let's face it, you hear that they're the best when it comes to noise canceling, you hear that they're the best when it comes to call quality, but what we're going to do is we're going to compare them against the Sony Mark IIIs and see if they're truly the best in all areas. Let's go ahead and check them out. Now, when Sony released the Mark IIIs, they became the best active noise canceling headphones on the market. They had phenomenal music qualities, great bass, mids, and highs, just phenomenal experience all in all, which put them in the lead, frankly, ahead of the Bose series. Now, Bose has just come out with the Bose 700, and you're seeing a lot of reviews where people are saying that they have the best active noise canceling now on the market, so they've surpassed the Sony. In this video, we're going to do an active noise canceling test where you're going to hear exactly what you'd hear if you were wearing either one of these, and you'll be able to make the call as to which one is the best in active noise canceling. We're also going to do an EBP Man style call quality test, and we're going to see which one has a superior call quality. We're also going to talk about music reproduction, what's the sound signature like, how do they sound, which one has the lead in that area. We'll also talk about battery life. So if you're on the fence as to which one you're going to pick up and you want to know what's the best for your needs, then you're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to help you with your buying decision. Let's get right to it.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.
So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the travel cases and which one is the smallest or which one is easiest to travel with. So let's take a look at both of them. So clearly, as you can see here, the Sonys have the smaller footprint when it comes to overall size. So you'll notice between the two, it's a little bit smaller. However, if we were to look at them side by side, notice this, the Bose are actually thinner. So depending on what you're carrying, the type of bag, the type of purse you have to figure out what is more important to you. Is it the thinness of the case or the overall size of the case that matters? So the other thing that has changed, there's a little bit different between each one of these, is how the actual headphones are stored. So you notice that the Bose here doesn't really fold in any way. So we'll put them right here side by side. So you have the Bose basically rest as they are worn, and we'll move them to the side, and you have this little compartment here that's going to give you the ability to store all your cables. Now the Sonys have fold, and they store all the cabling here on the side. I use this on almost every business trip, so you can see that I have all my cabling here, but they fold away this way and they're tucked in this kind of manner, so a little bit different from the Bose. So as far as how you store, for me this isn't a big deal. It comes down to, again, the size of the case and the weight, and both of them are reasonable for travel. Now there are big differences in battery life as well. So the battery life for the Sonys are 30 hours. You're going to get 30 hours of active noise canceling experience. And if you don't turn on active noise canceling, you're going to get 38 hours. So that is crushing what Bose is doing. Bose will give you 20 hours. Now Bose doesn't indicate any difference between active noise canceling on or active noise canceling off. They just say you're going to get 20 hours. So again, 30 to 38 when it comes to the Sony, 20 hours with the Bose. Now the other thing is quick charging technology. So if you run out of power and you plug it in for 10 minutes, how much battery life will you get? Just on a quick charge. So on the Sonys, you're going to get 5 hours for 10 minutes of charge. So you plug them in, you charge it for 10 minutes, you're going to get 5 hours more. Now when you look at the Bose for 15 minutes, you're going to get 3.5 hours. So again, you're going to get faster battery charge, longer battery life, and even when you're cut in a pinch and you need to be able to charge them for some extra time, you're going to get more with the Sony. Now the next thing we're taking a look at is the overall fit and how they look on your head. So very comfortable, both of them are going to be very comfortable, but what you notice is that these are very tapered. They don't really stand out, they stay very close to my face. And I'll turn to the right, and I'll turn to the left. Now, check out the Bose. Now the Bose are a little bit different, right? Notice how much space I have here. I'll do it this way. So they do come out a little bit more. They're not as tapered as the other ones are. So turn to the right, and I'll go ahead and turn to the left. So depending on the look that you're looking for, these kind of stand out a little bit more, but not significantly. It's just this space right here. They're both very comfortable, and from a weight perspective, you know, I'm comfortable with that. They cover my ears. Neither of them, in my opinion, in my experience, overheat. So these, right? Sound check. And then we'll go back to the Sonys again, and you can see how closer they are. are both fine for me. So that's what they look like. Now, the music experience is going to be a personal preference. Some of us like bass, some of us like mids or highs. It all depends on what your music preference is. What I'll say from the Bose is that the Bose, of all the Bose I've had, and I've owned Q35 all the way back to the very first ones, I say that these are the best sounding Bose headphones that I've ever had. However, that does not mean that they're the best sounding headphones. So if you compare them to the Sony, things change. So let's talk about what you can expect when you have the Bose. So again, best sounding Bose ever, but take a look at this song. So this song that I'm looking at right here is from Russ, and it's We Just Haven't Met Yet. It starts out with some vocals, and then it goes into really punchy bass. And I'd say that if you've never heard another headphone before, you've never compared it, these are going to sound fantastic. They have more bass, more punch than any Bose that I've ever heard. Also, it's very clear. So the mids and the highs, the vocals, are really crispy, so I really like that. Now, if I listen to the same song using the Sonys, the sound signature is a little bit different. I have a broader soundstage. I feel that, for example, if I listen to the Bose, it's like I'm in a car listening to music. If I am, and that's not a bad thing, right? Because there's some cars that have some good audio systems. When I'm in the Sonys, using the Sonys on, it's like I'm in a giant concert. It's like, it's just, the soundstage is so much broader. It just feels more enveloping. It feels like it's more immersive. So the same song, as soon as you start hearing the bass, it's not just about the punchiness, it's about how it surrounds you. Now, the one thing I will say is that the Sonys don't seem to be as clear. If I were to compare the clarity, and again, the highs, I would say that the Bose do a better job of being more crispy than the Sonys do, but it comes down to what your music preference is. So that was something that I noticed when I was listening to this song. The same thing when I was listening to this one. This is False Confidence from Noah. And as I was listening to the music here, it was the same thing. I felt that the Bose did a better job at the clarity side because it's not really heavy in bass. And when you introduce the other instruments, it did a pretty decent job there. And again, when I put on the Sonys, even though they didn't have the crispiness that you had with the Bose, it just felt that I was in the concert. I felt like I was there. And as you know, the app for the Bose doesn't really have a lot of adjustments. So I'm leaving them at default. So I'm trying to keep them equal. There's no adjustments done to the Sonys, and obviously you just can't adjust anything when it comes to the Bose. But again, the soundstage is just broader. It feels warmer. It feels like I'm more enveloped. And again, the bass isn't terribly overwhelming, but you feel it more, I would say, enveloping when it comes to the overall sound experience. So it's all up to you. If you want something that's clear and has bass, they're going to do fine. If you've never heard anything else before, like any other headphones, you're going to like these. If you're looking for something that is has a broader soundstage, and you want something that has a really enveloping bass, mids and highs, but not too focused on the clarity of the highs, then the Sonys are going to do just fine. Now, from a hear-through technology, being able to hear what's around you when you put these on, both of them do a really good job, but there's a difference. So with the Sonys feel like they amplify. They amplify what you hear. With the Bose, it's more of a natural hearing. So what you're going to do is hear like you would normally hear. It's going to be up to personal preference. Do you want something that amplifies what you hear, or do you just want to hear? Now, because it's just not amplified on the Bose, it sounds more natural. On the Sonys, it sounds a bit digitized, but it's not bothersome. It's just slightly digitized because, again, it feels like it's amplified what you're hearing. So that's the difference between both when it comes to hear-through technology. They both support it, and it's going to be your personal preference if you want something amplified or you want something that's not. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and do our call quality test, and we're going to follow that up with our active noise canceling test. And let me know which one you prefer in the comment area below. So now we're in a simulated coffee shop environment, very loud. You can hear it. It's anywhere from 60 all the way up to 81 decibels. And we're going to test the noise canceling features of the Bose 700. So let's go ahead and switch it up. So this is what the call quality would sound like if you're speaking to someone on the Bose 700 active noise canceling headphones. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is a test. What do you think of the call quality of the Bose 700? Are they better than the Sonys? I'd love to hear from you in the comment area below. So now we're simulating a noisy environment, and we have a coffee shop or street-like setting, office-like setting, and as you can see here, the decibels go anywhere from 60, 70, all the way up to 81.5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the Sony F3s to see what the sound quality is like if you're doing a phone call. This is what the call quality would sound like speaking to the Sony. This is the test. What do do you think about the audio quality of Sony Headphones? You know, in the comment area below. So now we're going to test the Sony M3's active noise canceling capability. So right now what we're doing is we're testing the actual hear-through technology. So what you hear is a hear-through. You can hear that it's a lot louder, it's amplified, so you can hear more of what's going on around you. You'll notice that the decibel ratings are still anywhere from 60, 70, all the way up to 81. But we're going to cycle through each one of the settings. Let's go ahead and do it.
Ambient sound control off.
This is passive, so this is what I hear with no active noise canceling.
Noise canceling.
So, those are the settings. You don't have the levels of grading that you do have on the Bose, but you have those three settings. We'll cycle through it one more time so that you can hear that.
Ambient sound. Ambient sound control off. Noise canceling.
Alright, so there you have it. Which one do you think has the best noise canceling? Did the Sonys perform well? Do you prefer the active noise canceling, the passive, or even the hear-through technology? Let me know what you thought in the comment area below. Alright, so now we're in the same noisy environment and we're going to test out the active noise canceling from the Bose 700 active noise canceling headphones. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through cycling it. You can see here that the noise level is still the same, anywhere from 60 all the way up to 81 decibels in sound. And you can see I have the Bose app here. We're going to cycle through the different noise settings. So right now, what you hear is the hear-through technology. This is what it sounds like, and you can hear what my voice would sound like as I'm hearing everything around me. So let's go ahead and toggle through these settings. So we're going to go ahead and press the first button. That's level 10. Level 5. That's level 0. Next what we'll do is I'm going to stay quiet and we're going to go through each one of the settings so you can hear how it progresses during the noise cancellation. So that's 10. How's it doing? What do you think about the noise cancelling features of the Bose 700? Let me know in the comment area below. So guys, that concludes our review of the Sony Mark IIIs compared to the Bose 700. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you think outperformed the other? Did the Sonys perform better when it came to noise canceling? Did the Bose perform better? Which one had superior call quality? I'd love to hear from you in the comment area. Let me know what you think and which one will you pick up. The Sonys are very well priced. These are heavily priced. They're pretty expensive at $399. So very curious as to see which one you'll be picking up, and let me know your thoughts in the comment area. See you in the next one.